All right, this is gonna be a good week here at Studio Hotrods Restoration Revelations. We got all kinds of cool Chevelles that we're building, along with other cool cars that we work on all the time. Also, I found a Duramax driven 1970 Chevelle out in Nebraska that I just had brought here that I bought from a guy named Lafayette. I'll show you what it's all about. Anyways, I got one question for you. A buddy of mine called me out and goes, "Hey Harry, why does a chicken coop have 2 doors?" I'm like, "I don't know, man, Cal. Why does a chicken coop have 2 doors?" He goes, "Because if it had 4 doors, it'd be a sedan." I know it's stupid. Come on. This is going to be a fun week. Sarah's making us lunch. And I got a lot of good stuff to share with you, even at the end. So stick along, like, subscribe, follow us. Let's get it going. Man, it's just a cool car. Wait till you see what I'm going to do to it. It ain't even fast yet, baby. Joe Dirt. It's like a Skittles car. All different colors. You know, you check out the bag, you just don't know what you're gonna get. Fits in there like a glove.
A true SS car.
It is. It is. Look at it. I love all the colors. Sounds good. We're gonna be rolling coal in a 1970 Chevelle. That's it. I got a lot of class. It's all over. I got a turn signal real fast. Real fast, that's good. Oh, headlights. This thing is blinker. I always wanted a turbo Chevelle, Murph. Come on, go for a ride. There's reverse, neutral, and hopefully drive. Whoa. Ooh, this is dangerous. Oh. She's pretty fast, Murph. Hope I got brakes. Probably should have tested that first. Let's hit the gas on it. Ready? It does not like corners. Wow, this thing's a lot to handle. Sometimes you buy a real lemon. And sometimes you buy a beep box. You can fill in the letters. Where's Vanillite when you need it? Starts with an S, ends with a T. But this one, what's really cool about this car is it's actually really solid. Let me show you. Look at the floors. This thing has never been apart. It's amazingly clean. Here, I'll give you some light. Look at, It's a lot better than a lot of cars I see come in the shop where people fixed it and patched it. This thing's got the original bushings on it. It's got the original, everything's still there other than the, you know, the Duramax diesel that's up top. But I did have fun ripping around a little bit, but you don't just go out there and get on it because you don't know really what's safe or what's not safe. And although there's a lot of good parts on the car, I got to replace some of the stuff. The bushings and the upper and lower control arms are just wasted. I guess that's what happens when you got 1,000 foot-pounds of torque pushing on it, right? The front end, the steering box needs to be replaced. It's just sloppy as all get out. The rag joint is really running on its emergency. There's a couple pins in the rag joint that'll actually hold it together. It's operating on there, and the top of the bottom of the steering column, there's like a wedding joint at the top of it that's just absolutely wasted. So I got to order some parts to put that back together. But I love this car. Did I tell you that? I love this car. It runs. It's so much fun to drive. I'll walk you through it in its entirety. But I got to tell you, I'm really excited. I called up the guy I got it from. You know, his name is Lafayette. He's like, his friends call him Law. So he's like, here, you call me Law. I called him up and thanked him for being so honest and so cool. It was great, man. I love this car. This is not a car I'm going to sell. This is a car I'm going to beat. I'm gonna have some fun with. We'll romp on it a little bit. So this is the Allison transmission. In front, we got the Duramax. It's really not bad. It's not bad. I just gotta make sure it's safe. I love this thing, but I don't got a lot of time to play with it. But it scared Jeff real good when we were out in the car because the rear end was getting away from me. I was like, why is that getting away from me? So we're just putting upper and lower control links on it and then back to play with the other cars. But look at this thing. This is what was left of the upper control arm in the back. No wonder it was jumping around on the road. I scared the willies out of Jeff. This is actually what you put in there. Like I put in all my Chevelles. I just happen to have some in stock. All right, let's go get some lunch. Sarah's making breakfast for lunch.
We're having breakfast for lunch. The smell's intoxicating, we can't wait to munch. Biscuits and gravy on the plate. Thicken up now, we just can't wait. Oh, we love Friday. This one comes.
We got the gravy.
Oh, thank God it's Friday. Bring me my biscuits and gravy right away. Oh, 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 we love Friday. This one comes with some Fridays. Oh, thank God it's Friday. Bring me my biscuits and gravy right away.
Oh yeah, look at those buddies. I did just wash my hands, huh? Oh.
We're having breakfast for lunch. The smell's intoxicating, we can't wait to munch. Biscuits and gravy on the plate. Thicken up now, we just can't wait.
Oh my gosh, that lunch was so good. I got extra, I'll just throw it in the freezer. Yum, right, Sarah, to good. All right, back to the Chevelles. We're gonna hop over to the Gray Ghost and see how we're gonna do that wiring. That wiring layout is a totally different animal. With that one, LT4, 6L80E. I'm actually mounting the computer up in the inner fender well on that one. It's like, it's supposed to be repetitive, right? Every car I'm doing is different at this point in time, but they're all like prototypes, but they're all getting better. Let's go check on the Gray Ghost and see where we're at. We're gonna lay the wiring out. It's gonna look slick. This technology stuff is out of control. I say we lay this big old spider like on the car almost, right over the top of that thing. This area right up here behind the headlights, inside the doghouse on this side, pretty open. So essentially, if you group this with this, right? They should be running by this afternoon. There's nothing that stops us if we want to make a runner. System that came in the back here, like a cover plate or something that was really cleaning it up, and then it came up and through.
So you know you got to be in around there. Put the fenders, core support, all of that, and figure out where you're at.
I agree. Well, this is the first time we got the LT4 going in with the 6L80E transmission, and we have to figure out where we're going to modify the OEM harness. So it's actually a GM performance part. I'm a big fan of buying quality parts. So that wiring harness that you're looking at is actually made by General Motors through the performance division that we bought to go with this car. So what you don't want to do is monkey with the wiring. You can shorten wires, you can lengthen wires, that kind of stuff. But typically the ones that are going right to the computer, modifying those is definitely doable, but you just don't want to take that adventure on. It looks like we're going to put the whole fuel delivery computer back in the trunk by the tank, so that one will extend to go back there. But keeping it clean, keeping it simple, keeping it orderly is kind of what we're doing right now. And it's a dance. We don't really know. We don't got all the answers right now, but we're going to throw the core support in it, the inner fender wells on it. We're going to start looking at the structure of it before we go any farther, because you can see right now we got the consoles in it, the dashboard's in it, the vintage air conditioning is in it. We're really prepping it up for wiring because we got to get it out of fab and get it back up to wiring, but it's a dance. It's not just this and it's not just that. As a builder, you got to take everything into consideration, where the water is going to be coming in the car, where the temperature is going to be in the car, what are we going to modify, what are we not, what's efficient to do. So that's really kind of where we're at, is how do you take what it is we have and make a real clean, reliable, well thought out approach to doing the LT4 with the 6L80E. I think that's the next thing we're going to do. I knew this was going to be a challenge. The good news is once I got it figured out, we got it figured out. And we're doing another LT4 right behind it. So, it's what you do. You figure it out. Let me explain to you how this really cool supercharger actually works. Twin screw, and it's called a root style blower. Basically, that's like a rotary screw air compressor, just running the opposite direction, right? What it's got to do is it's got to get that forced air induction down into those heads with that high pressure 2500 PSI fuel coming in at the same time, right? Let me explain to you how it works. Air comes in here through your intake, right? It goes and it's compressed by these cool fins in the back. It's blown up into this area under this cover. I don't know where I put the cover. It gets compressed. This whole area is compressed, and then it gets pressurized through these heat exchangers, right? That are cooling heat exchangers. There's a little pump that runs out to an extra radiator that's out here, so you get cool air, cool water inside your intake. That makes your air more dense, so it's going to fire that much better. Now you got this pressurized system that's flowing in here. This thing's wailing like this, and it flows right through these little radiators, these heat exchangers, down in the intake manifold. But hold on, one more thing. It's really cool. When you let off the throttle really hard, really fast, you got all that RPM. Where's the air going to go? It can't go in the intake. You know, it can't go in the heads anymore because you just let off the throttle, right? Where's it going to go? It goes right here. Check it out. That is like a blow-off valve. Bam, 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 bam! So the extra air that loads up on top of it, boom, that opens up and lets it breathe out the other side. That is one cool design. That's an LT4 supercharger. What do you call it? Root style, whatever you want to call it. Almost like it. I got an Ingersoll Rand air compressor back there. There's a rotary screw. That's just a rotary screw with the greatest, best technology that GM has to offer these days. Right there, and we're taking it apart. So back to the drawing board with the Grey Ghost. No, it ain't the drawing board, it's the planning board. So we made this little mechanical configuration to hold the OEM computer, as you see we used right here. The other cars have been using the Terminator, but this is now the OEM computer, because there's actually 3 computers in an LT4 swap into this old, I'm going to see, you know, I'm allergic to hard work. Anyways, so the computer, we made the bracket, and you know, a lot of guys will actually drill the sides of the computer. No, it's just a bad idea. We put it on the mill, made a little clamp that goes on both sides, it'll hold it in place. Simple little design. Let's go over here to the car. Let me show you kind of what we came up with. We're just mocking it up, right? Mocking it up means taking all the wires, figuring out where they're all going to go, and then where do all the components live, land, and how's the overall going to look? You got to look at the heat penetration, how much heat it's going to get exposed to, serviceability, how do you change a relay, how do you change a fuse, whatever. A lot of guys stick places and parts and components in places that you can't get to, or is really darn near impossible. So try to keep this super clean and super simple. You can see we got the supercharger off of it right now. That's okay. But here, these are my super magnets. Ever see my super magnets? I'll show you later. Anyways, so I got the main wire harness that's going to run under here, and I'm going to make this cover plate that's going to come across this side. But the cover plate's actually got to be removable, because if and when you got to pull the engine transmission out of that thing, that little plate, if it was welded to the firewall, would lock that motor in. That would be a really bad idea. Anyways, I like low, clean, real clean. And this is the OEM fuse panel that runs the relays and the fuses for the computer that runs the engine. There's a transmission computer, and then actually a fuel delivery computer. 3 separate computers that have to be all plumbed in. The fuel computer is going to go in the back. The trans computer is going to go inside the cab, I do believe. And then last but not least, they'll all tie back to that one extra fuse panel. So you've got a fuse panel in the car for all the low voltage, they call it house wiring. But the computer will be very easy to access. I'll probably make that pretty with my 3D printer and put something cool there. Make it just kind of meld in. But when you put in an LT4 with, you know, intercooler, you know, all the rigmarole that has to go with it, the catch cans, all the hoses, plumbing, that kind of stuff, it's not going to be as clean as like an LS3. It's going to be clean and slick. That's where we're at with the Grey Ghost. It's coming along, but this is what it takes. You prototype. When we get it locked up, we'll weld it all up, paint it. It's going to look gorgeous. I'm going to hop over to the number 2 car. And a lot of aftermarket parts don't mean they actually work. So these have hideaway wipers. See how the wipers roll all the way down behind the hood? I'm going to keep it that way, but I got a challenge. Let's go check out where we're at with car number 2. All right, let's go. Challenge number 4,682. See that aftermarket windshield wiper washer motor? I wanted that in these cars because I wanted intermittent wipers, and I don't want to use any used parts. Does that make sense? Everything is moving, wired, new, electric, whatever. All has to be new. That's an aftermarket, that's a top shelf one, but Chevelles have hideaway windshield wipers, and I want them to be hideaway as well. So if you were to just look this up, these things would be sticking out of the hood, like right here. And it looks like doo-doo. And I don't want to do doo-doo on these cars. I want it to be here and all the way back down here in the hideaway position. So that means I got to put an extension on this bar that they sell, aftermarket parts. Oh, they're universal, they fit all. They don't fit at all. We're gonna extend that thing over, it'll be fine. We'll just have Jeff weld me up a little doodad on the end of the wackle thing. That's all. So what we did is we actually left this together, but we actually extended this mounting point to there, which actually changed the angle of it because now our hideaway for wipers come all the way to here and to there. I'm gonna have to probably do this on every car too. Whatever, go ahead. Okay, touches right there, Chuck.
Right, roll it.
Yeah, just where it's at. Good. Am I right? Oh, it didn't that time. Do it again.
Little bit.
Just kisses it. Anyways, you got it. Good. Nicely done. Thank you. Okay, here it goes. We got to rip the hood off, the rear deck lid off, because we are going to put white stripes on that thing. It's going to be like white and hugger orange. Like a dreamsicle, actually. Bill, our customer, calls it the 50-50. Remember those when we were a kid? Now we're going to start on that interior. We're going to go white inside as well. We're not putting that into the very end because mechanics generally got dirty hands. Anyways, let's get off to the best part of this whole episode. Let me share something with you that's really cool. Hi guys, one of the coolest parts of the episode is I get to share something out of the Bible. Something hit me this morning when I was reading it. I try to get into the Word every morning because there's wisdom and knowledge and truth in there. It's something I was reading this morning I just want to share with you. You know, you ever say something that you regret? You know, actually, like I used to say when I was a kid, it'd be like GD, you know what I mean? You know what that says, right? Don't say that. It's like if God's like really true and right, you know, don't damn him. That's a really bad idea, but people do it just like casually, like, oh, no, don't, because you don't really think about what you're saying. But anyways, I was reading this morning, so that's why I'm sharing it with you, right? So this is James 3:3. Talk about what we say or what we do, right? And what comes out of our mouth. So you ever say something you just want to be able to put back in your mouth, but you can't? Anyways, I found this very interesting. It's talking about tongues, not like talking in tongues, but like, what do we say, right? When we put bits into the mouths of a horse to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take a ship for an example. Although they are large and driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder, wherever the pilot wants it to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider a great forest. It's set on fire by just a small spark. The tongue also is fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body, sets the whole course for one's life on fire. And it's set on fire by hell. Think about it, just it's like saying what you say really makes a difference. So I just want to consider that this morning. Don't say GD, it's really a bad idea. Get yourself a Bible, find yourself some people that are believers. If you're a believer, surround yourself with other believers and listen to what they say and be careful about what you say. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Thanks for joining us for Restoration Revelations this week. Hope I didn't say anything bad. Like and subscribe, follow along. It's really fun building these hot rod cars. And next week I got some really cool stuff that we're getting super inventive. We're putting fresh air into that Chevelle, and it's cool. Actually, you can get it from us too. All right, peace out. See you next week.